Hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Formula Pod. And today we are talking all about what Grand Prix was it? Oh shit!
That
it, it,
The
it,
Dutch Grand Prix.
it reached the extent that after 3 weeks, I just forgot which race it actually was.
we just watch it for the driving around.
Exactly. I just,
We just
I'm
miss
just,
that, crave that.
I'm just watching it for the action. To be very honest. But yeah, what an amazing race, to be very honest. Like, again, we saw a track with a dominant car just leading on for a very long gap. In fact, the gap was so long that the current world champion and the home driver didn't manage to do anything about it. And yeah, joining me today, as of course, the full crew is here. McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, pretty much everyone is here. So welcome everyone back to the show after a good 3 weeks. How was that time without watching Formula One?
Yeah, nothing happened right during the summer break. It was actually a complete shutdown. I mean, the reason why Arjun messed up the intro is because it's been so long since we've seen some action, and yeah, I mean it's a it was a good race, a good weekend. But I want to give it over, or Vishruti should take over because she's the
She's the
yeah,
star
she's
of the
the one.
show.
She's the star of the
I
show.
feel so good. My voice finally won another one. I feel so happy about that. I mean, I was deprived of the actual racing, but I did have a lot of content to go through the last 3 weeks, which helped me cope with the lack of actual races. But good start to a post-summer weekend. I mean, the McLarens were really good the entire weekend. You could see the pace. You could see with the new changes they've made since Miami. They've made some major upgrades, and you can see, how it worked in Miami. Literally the same thing. It's beautiful to see how Lando's just, inching closer to Max, and McLaren are inching closer to Red Bull to overtaking the constructors as well as the drivers. It's just a waiting game to see what actually happens in the end. On to you, Mihir.
I think, as a Mercedes point of view, it's ridiculous, but because I was telling Aradhana on this, and I'm going to say the same thing as well, which is how is it possible that a team that provides the engines to McLaren, they are 18 seconds ahead of Red Bull? What's going on? Like, these upgrades during the summer have really turned the tables for McLaren. What is Mercedes doing? But it's okay. You know what? I think I was so happy till the end, by the way, because it was Hamilton who got the fastest lap, and then whoa, 1 second, Lando Norris takes the points away, and you see all these white walls behind me. It's gonna be red soon. So
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Forza
so
Ferrari. There you go. Now you know.
um,
Now
I
you
think
know.
we
I
finally
think
got the answer we all wanted.
no,
I mean, Arjun, you're wearing red too.
no again, but I'm wearing sponsor T-shirt. Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger sponsors the
Makes
Mercedes
sense.
AMG for
Makes
Didn't
sense.
Formula team.
Lewis pull that off? I saw
Yeah,
like a
Yeah, this
video.
weekend
actually,
he
yeah, he
did.
actually did. I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't plan it. It was completely coincidental because I just went to work wearing this though, and then I just came. I was like, you know what? Do it. Let me do it.
Fair
But I
enough.
love that. I love how George went, isn't it a little too early, Lewis?
It's
it
never too
was.
early. It's never too early. It's so good. I mean, he looks so good in red, man.
Looks
I can't wait for
wonderful
next
in
season.
red.
I can't wait for next season.
But you have to do like significant improvement by McLaren though, and that too the gap. Literally the gap I need to talk about 22.826 seconds. That is by far the longest gap between P1 and P2.
Yeah.
Like he broke at Max's home itself, Max's record. And he also becomes the third Formula One driver in the season to actually win 2 wins. He joins the ranks of Max, Lewis, and himself.
Feel
He's the
good.
third one. Yeah, it was a stellar one though. Lando was pushing quite well. But again, I don't understand this though. With Lando, everything what he's doing is fine, except for the race start.
I mean, see, not everybody's perfect.
But still, you see, he got a pretty worthy enough of a car,
He
which can
does.
actually win. And again, he won it in this much margin. If say he, well, it would have sounded a lot better if Lando, what do you call, led every single lap of the race, because he anyways got the triple crown of the fastest lap, the what pole position win,
And
all
driver
three.
too.
Rather even get the like get even every like lead every lap, he would get a grand slam.
I mean,
Again,
Yeah, but you know what? As a neutral, I'm kind of
mhm.
happy that he kind of botched his start and Max led, so that at least we got a pass for the win. Because if Lando had led from lap one, he would have never given up that lead at all.
Mhm.
I don't
You would
think
have
so.
never, we would have never seen a pass for the lead if Lando led from lap one. Maybe Max would have had the initial pace, but you never know, because the way how that McLaren was pulling away from the Red Bull after a few laps, it's absolutely incredible. I was just watching the race, and Lando was lapping in 1 minute 15, 15 6, 15 sevens, and Max is just doing 116 threes, 116 fours. I mean, it's
yeah.
crazy how slow that Red Bull is right now, and how unbelievable the McLaren is in the hands of Lando Norris. He's finally
Um,
found that gear, you know,
it's
because
beautiful to see that.
we've been slandering him, me and Arjun, but now he's come back from the summer break and he's actually, done a good job.
In fact, McLaren this week had so much updates. In fact, McLaren's updated like their front corner and suspension. It is a performance upgrade. It's got a floor edge performance update, a rear corner performance update, and a rear wing and beam wing update as well.
Mhm.
Whereas with the Red Bull, it was hardly a performance update along the lines of their halo and the engine cover, and like some mirror stays, which is again just like some performance updates coming in. Well, speaking about Red Bull, I just want to go down to Red Bull as well. What's really going on over there? Like at first, it was the question of team tension. Then you've got a Sergio Perez, which is lacking performance on quali, and then now it is even affected Max Verstappen as well. Are we seeing probably 2012 again, where probably it may end up just like the title being snatched? Because at the
I wouldn't
moment,
mind that.
but because at the moment on constructors, if you're looking at, it's just probably like 30-point difference between McLaren and Red Bull, like just 30 points. And with Max and Lando, probably it's say about how much?
70.
Yeah, about
70
70
points in
points.
between McLaren and Red Bull's 40 points.
Exactly. So probably before Lando Norris, McLaren themselves can land if like because ideally both drivers are supplying the points quite well. And let's say probably for two more races, Lando manages to pull off this 25-point game, not 25, the 26-point game, and with like a one sprint that's 8+ points. Again, 58 points there. The McLaren will easily ace it off, and a P1,
I mean,
P2, even more better.
you can see him slowly inching towards Max, and you can see the difference between what he was pre-summer vacation and then post-summer vacation. You could see he's come back with all that might, all that fight, just trying to get to P1. And Max is just about giving up, I feel. You can hear it in his radios. He's like, "Yeah, we were not good enough, blah blah blah." He's like, "We did as much as we could. We got to where we were supposed to get to." So he knew from the get-go, or he had that mindset from the get-go that, I'm gonna be able to only get P2, I'm not gonna be able to get P1. And I mean, Lando proved that he deserved the pole. Lando proved that he deserved the fastest lap. I mean, 113.8, that's no joke. He was flying, and that pass, God, that overtake. He
Well,
had the most perfect weekend.
Well, I gotta say, he still not put the fastest lap record, which is still staying with Lewis, which is a 111.8. And
Beautiful that
Lewis
was.
for the longest time in the on the race, Lewis was having the fastest lap
I, I,
of
I
the
was I
race.
was listening to the radio. I was listening to Lewis's radio. He was like, "You should have told me just before, like the lap before Lando. I mean, Lewis was having the fastest lap, and all of a sudden, Lando took it in the last lap. I mean, he was. We gotta give it to him. He had the most perfect weekend.
But I want to like shift the focus from Vishwazi now down to me here and Nathan as well in terms of like on the Red Bull performance. What do you guys think? Because it is Max Verstappen's 200th Grand Prix, and normally, like with all the drivers who have completed 200 races, have actually won that race. But what do you guys think with this recent downfall of performance?
Okay, so this is just one race,
Hmm.
so I don't really consider Red Bull as their downfall. I think
No, I'll
every
not say
team.
this as one race because again, Max hasn't been winning at all for like the past 7 races.
Yeah, no, but I feel like uh, it's just a bad phase for Red Bull right now. They've been dominating most
Okay.
of this season, so it's absolutely fine for Red Bull to not achieve what they need to. I think this is the time they should really stop being overconfident and start managing their system, the drivers, the outcomes that they need to provide for the cars and drivers. That's what I think. On the technical side of what it is, I think Red Bull. I actually don't know. I have no comments on this because I'm really trying to understand what's going on with Red Bull because Red Bull seemed pretty comfortable in the beginning of the season where they were flying,
Yeah.
and now I see McLaren, Ferrari, a little bit of Aston Martin here and there fly by with their upgrades. Mercedes has always been pretty good as well, but um, I think we have a certain level of expectation with Mercedes, so I don't want to talk about it because it's pretty personal and into the nerve of man. So Nathan, you can. But Nathan, let's see what we say.
See, I mean, it's really funny because while we were watching that race, Max on the radio was, I mean, he was like really helpless. He was just saying that the tires, there's
Yeah.
no grip. Like I don't feel anything. Like the input that I give, there is no feedback or anything like that. I mean, I get it. It's so weird because whenever we think of Max Verstappen in a Red Bull, at least last season, we would see that perfect driver in that perfect car and achieve the most perfect and optimal lap. But now he's understeering, oversteering. He's basically driving a 2012 Ferrari or a 2014 Ferrari with Alonso. He's somehow fighting that car. I mean, you had to see the qualifying lap. That itself was the biggest tell. Like Lando was so smooth on corner
Yeah.
entry and exit, but then with Max, he's just slamming down the throttle and you can see the back like just giving up, and when he's entering into corners he's sliding, and it's all over the place, the Red Bull. But like props to Max. I mean, the fact that he's at least finishing second in, I don't know how, which what do you say, how fast the Red Bull is compared to the McLarens, the Ferraris, and the Mercedes, because Max is an amazing driver. I mean, he's been winning races and we don't even know if the car is good or great. We know that it's not as good as it was last season. So we know for a fact that it's at least the second or third best car. I guess it's the second best car on the grid. But the fact that he's at least trying something with that car is insane. And while you were talking about that, Mihir, I was actually doing a little computation here, which is very, very funny. If you look at the points table right now, Vishuti mentioned that there's a 70 points gap between.
70 points gap between Lando and Max.
So if you take the fastest lap out of the equation, and if Lando wins every race from now and Max comes P2, Max wins the
I
championship
know.
by 7 points, and it's the same 7 points that Lando could have achieved
In the Hungarian Grand Prix.
if Piastri, yeah, if Piastri
It's
didn't win.
gonna, if this comes to bite them in the ass, I swear to God. My God, it'll be the worst. See,
So
it's just if Max messes up one race, he DNFs or he doesn't come into the points. That's it.
Well, there is one
yeah,
race, which is Singapore.
Lando's heaven and Max is hell.
yeah, but then Lando also at the same time should win every race. So
True.
That's
that's
there.
also like a big ask. But then with the way how he's driven the car, I mean, that is crazy. 22 seconds of a gap. Whew,
I mean, he really
insane.
showed it to them. He showed it to the Dutch people. He showed it to Max, Red Bull. Ah.
No, in fact, you know what? Like because in being at the Dutch Grand Prix and being at Max's home race, always they have the orange flares, right? Now that
Mm-hmm.
orange flares does full justice because it's a car which is orange colored, which is actually winning the race.
You know,
Exactly. Every single year. 1 second, we start
yeah, no, go
cutting you
for it.
off.
No, I'm sorry, no, go for it.
every single year, you like Lando jokes about like the last 2 3 years you've seen Lando joking about it on socials. Oh, the orange, so many McLaren fans, but in reality they're all just Max fans. This year, I'm 90% sure, still not 100%, but 90% sure that they are mainly for McLaren because I mean, with the way they've been driving it, I mean, Lando's quarter Dutch, so might as well.
You
Yeah,
may not know.
you can hear the crowd as well. I mean, I was so
Exactly.
surprised to hear because usually, let's be honest, if Lewis won, while Max and Lewis were like fighting in the championship, and if Lewis won that race, we would have heard boos,
Yeah,
100%. But I'm so surprised the Dutch crowd, they were really supportive of Lando.
they
And
love Lando.
I was really surprised to hear like cheers when he won that race. So, hey, good for him, man.
I think it's a mix of a young generation winning. It's
Hmm.
also people are kind of bored of Red Bull coming P1, P2, P3, mostly P1. So it's a good change for everyone to see someone else as a winning driver. Now, I was gonna say this as a um, some random person came and questioned me because he was like, if Lando Norris is orange and Red Bull merch is orange, isn't it confusing? How do you differentiate? And I was like, you talk to the person for at least a minute and see how they talk to you back. And if they have too much of overconfidence and attitude, they're definitely from Red Bull. And they're slightly cockier on that side, and it's definitely Red Bull. So no, but
And
you
if they
guys
sound like
actually,
fangirls, they are McLaren fans.
Hey, I
yeah.
actually like the driving, man.
Oh
Anyway,
my god!
Let's be
no,
honest.
and
Let's be honest.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
it's
I
weird
And
was
if
because
they're
also true.
depressed,
when
they're
I
Ferrari
usually
fans.
ask when I usually ask this question to a girl, no, not girl, but this is one girl who was talking to, and then she was no, it could be any girl, right? But this one particular girl, no names taken. She's I was like, okay, so what do you like about Formula One? And she goes like Charles Leclerc, and I was like, okay, but what do you like about Formula One? Oh no, he's cute, and I was like, no, I get it, I get it. What do you like about Formula One? And I'm just like, okay, never mind. You've come to a Mercedes brand center to watch Leclerc. He's not even winning, by the
Oh no, that's the
Hey, hey,
thing. No,
hey, hey,
so
hey, hey, hey,
That's
hey,
a dig at Nathan.
hey. He at least came third in a
He was
tractor.
Nathan. Let's be honest. He was shocked.
He was who?
He was shocked that he was in P3. He
Oh
expected
yeah,
P6, P7.
no,
definitely.
like literally, he said it would have been either a miracle should happen if Ferrari must step into the podium,
way.
and probably the miracle was Lando Norris because for all the Lando Norris wins, it's on the podium. It's shared with Max and
Mm,
Charles.
yeah.
Ah,
Even Miami was Max and Charles. Nathan,
So
you are
so
Lando
now
winning.
ah, ah. I see.
Nathan.
That's great. That's great. No, but like you now that you mentioned Ferrari, I want to talk about Ferrari because
Mm,
coming into this weekend, I saw some news that they were gonna bring some update package for
Mhm.
Zandvoort, to get ready for the next few races because obviously the next race is Monza, the home of Ferrari. But anyway, they didn't bring any upgrades to Zandvoort, and I immediately just I was I was actually just I didn't want to even watch the race. I really didn't feel like it. But then I watched qualifying, and it was heartbreaking, really, to see Sainz out in Q2 and Charles just managing to get, I don't know, P6
P3,
was it?
P
I think
mm-hmm.
he
P3,
qualified
right?
P6. No,
P6.
he qualified P6. He
Okay.
was like a few tenths off from Max, and I think around 9 tenths off of McLaren, which was unbelievable. But then the
Mhm.
race was a completely different picture. Every single time we talk about the Ferrari, we always talk about a good qualifying car, and when it comes to the race trim, they're really bad on the tires and they fall back. This time, they were bad in qualifying, but they somehow managed to have a good race. They have really good race pace. And I feel like that's a good thing because then they can just work on the qualifying side of things and then end up, bringing a fast car. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But I'm really happy with Ferrari's performance.
Well, yeah, like it's definitely one important topic to actually discuss though, because Ferrari was basically the second fastest car, and now a team which doesn't even produce their own engines is winning the race, but like in actuality, because like probably say probably, let's say Lando wins two more or Oscar manages to win two more, it's a done case. B- but then I just want to also kind of shed light to the manufacturer, my team, or say our team, Mercedes. Okay. Again, I won't say they did a bad job. They did a pretty solid job because Hamilton, again, losing out on Q2 because of that impeding situation, and then that kind of messed up the lap. And then on the race, he did a pretty stellar job, I would say, with nursing that soft tires for 22 laps. Because pretty much everyone who actually started the race on softs were basically by that time on hards,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he kind of pretty well he actually nursed those tires, and he was doing his moves quite well. And in fact, I think he is the most positions gained on the track. He gained like 6 positions, and
Yeah.
and that too, that comes with a penalty included. So, and versus George Russell, I don't know, he got P4. He should have actually delivered a bit more. I feel like with George Russell there was a bit something off. I don't know, was it the upgrade package or not?
No, I really want to know about, like, I want to talk to Mihir and Arjun about this because they pitted Russell for softs because there was a gap. I really don't know why they did that because they were ahead of Perez. Did they think of catching up to Perez after putting on the soft tires? I don't know what the tactic was over there. It was weird because they had position and they just gave it up all of a sudden.
All right. So the strategy I had in mind that I thought they would do was after going soft tires, at least gain some ground clearance. Have some um, overtakes coming in the next few laps. Be very aggressive with their driving. Uh, follow the racing line, but also come out as not always going in the inside line, but also going from the outside line to overtake because soft tires have more grip. But clearly, that did not happen, and I was very devastated that there was no significant difference in the way they were driving, even though they were driving in hard or soft tires. That's one thing that shook me. Maybe I was, and then after when there were 3 laps left, and I was like, maybe they just want to gain 1 point by having the quickest lap. But Lando Norris took that in the last lap, so that didn't work out. So I think that strategy with Mercedes didn't work as well as it should. But it's okay, as long as they're not DNF or they're not below top 10. I think that's okay.
Yeah, both
Mercedes,
cars were on point, so that itself is a
Lewis
good
had a
thing.
wonderful recovery drive, given that the place that he started in. He had a wonderful recovery drive.
yeah, I think Mercedes is okay with in the first 25% of the race, and the rest 25% is just maintaining their ground and their position. I don't think
Mhm.
they're really looking forward for any risk overtaking or finding that gap, the small little gaps to
Mm-hmm.
conquer a few positions. But I think that's a safe mode of thinking when it comes to Mercedes because at this point, they know Mercedes knows that McLaren is top, Red Bull is top, Ferrari surprisingly is also doing pretty well as well. Um, so yeah, I think Mercedes is playing safe, and that's absolutely fine with me. What about you, Arjun?
Well, absolutely. Like again, Mercedes, they have recent form has been really well, especially from Austria onwards, and pretty much like I feel the trajectory at the moment is still going pretty well. And again, they're like I would say both of them tried their level best. Lewis, again, he's only there for the race with the team for like another 9 more races, and then like he's done with Mercedes, and then he moves to the prancing horse. So again, it's just that he is trying his level best to kind of finish it on a high note. Say because at the moment he's still ahead of Russell and Perez, and again the gap is not, and he has got like some gap to kind of close up with the person ahead of him, which at the moment is Carlos Sainz. Again, like he's Carlos Sainz is 172 and Hamilton is at 154. So like it's probably like a good say 22 points,
Mm-hmm.
or like again I don't know. Nathan would be best in the math over
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
because he studied finance.
And
Hello.
I use a hold on, 18 points.
Yeah. So yeah, 80.
No, no,
No.
no,
He didn't use a calculator. He
no.
wrote it. He wrote and calculated
Yeah, sure. Indian school system.
it.
What to
Yeah.
do?
So 18 points. That's basically if he manages to get a P2, and then Carlos Sainz probably finishes outside top 10, he can easily make it to P5. And then the gap to Oscar Piastri is also not that far. He's one because that's also probably like 20, 25 points, or
They're quite close to each other, yeah.
it's because that fourth position is very close.
Mm-hmm.
Because from Oscar to Charles, it's like that's again 20-point gap.
Hmm.
And even Lando's 20 points, if I'm not wrong.
Not 20.
That
I wouldn't
that's
say 20.
Yeah, no,
That's
but it's
that's a
funny
30 point.
that Charles is somehow maintaining that gap with Lando, even with the car that he's driving. It's incredible. It's actually weird. I mean, it's
You
funny.
need to give it
He's
to
just
them.
he's just won one race. Lando has won two races. He's been on the podium multiple times, and then Charles has just been on the podium that many times. That's crazy.
Nathan
No,
cannot even
honestly
remember the
speaking,
number of times when Charles was on the podium, and
I
actually
don't.
he is the
I
star
don't.
driver.
I don't. I mean, it's just overshadowed by McLaren's brilliance because, I mean, they're the the talk of the town, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to get a championship battle, Vishruti?
Even you're boosting my ego. Yes, but yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But,
They
but, but
need it.
again, to be very honest, I'm just really wishing the Abu Dhabi race ends up being a bit more exciting.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like let the world champion be known at Abu Dhabi, like till the last race, last lap. We need to see that action.
I need
Who is
2021.
who?
I need 2021 back again, but this time Max Verstappen gets it snatched.
Oh, that would be good.
Karma coming
But
to
yeah,
fight
Karma.
him back.
But yeah, coming back to the track, let's talk about Logan Sargent, the American on the track. His crash bill is more than his salary at the stage because his salary is probably like just $1 million, and his crash probably would be like about 2.8 to $3 million.
My God.
And I don't know with the latest one with during the quali,
Unbelievable.
what did he end up doing with that car? Again, what happened?
That
God
was so
knows.
bad.
That was like a pretty
That
intense
was
crash that
bad.
it ended up going in flames.
They had a
Yeah,
good
and it
recovery
was
for the car, but
yeah, but the track was wet as well. I don't know why he decided to do that. I mean, it's just you can't really expect from a Formula One driver. I know he's a rookie and all of that,
He's
but
no more a rookie, bro.
oh, he's not even a rookie.
He's
I
not
thought he
even
was
a
a
rookie
rookie.
anymore.
He's not even a rookie.
It's
Oh
his
my
second
goodness.
year. It's his second full year on the Formula One seat.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. But it's
I
sad.
mean,
But like
And
it's
I'm
plus,
not,
unacceptable.
I'm
and,
not
and
gonna compare, but I mean, you look at Oscar and you look at Logan.
Oh, first of all, let's talk about what car he's driving, bro.
here,
Are you mental? Are you absolutely god? Are you? Yeah, you know what, Vish? You're absolutely right. It's not the team. It's a driver. He has some personal issues with the weather and his team. He's just being an American. He loves crashing cars. He loves it. He loves shooting. He loves everything and crashing cars.
I'm
Yo.
Violence at its peak.
wow, that's like burned in like 20 seconds.
Yes,
Wow.
Vish, you're
Oh my God.
First
which
of all,
you no wait no Arjun, hold on wait
go
one second.
okay.
Fish, no, listen. You really think Logan is purposely trying to crash cars? I just want to
Him, I like it. I would love to see Arjun clean shaven, but I mean, it still stands.
That is still on. I know.
I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he doesn't have a seat next year. He's gonna go all out.
let
Might
him
as
do
well try
whatever
to
he
get
has.
something out of it.
Exactly.
In actual reality, let me ask you: if you were a team principal, seeing this guy's performance, would you give him a seat?
No, I definitely wouldn't.
So
Then
I
why you're
wouldn't give him a ticket for Formula One. I would be like, walk from home. I would like, don't come near a Formula One race.
You're bringing my ugly laugh. For God's sake, don't do it.
Oh my goodness. I
You're
mean,
losing.
but there's news that Mick could replace him mid-season, and that's.
I mean,
Again,
I
those
mean,
are
it's
high praises.
well,
yeah,
again, because there is either it's because James Wells is trying to pull a Red Bull now, doing a mid-season swap probably with either Mick Schumacher or Liam Lawson,
Mm-hmm.
and probably this can come literally in the next few days. We can know whether Logan will be still driving or not.
Hmm.
yeah,
Because as far as Alexander Albon is concerned, he's doing a stellar job with that car.
Oh yeah.
Again,
yeah. They
he's
they qualified really well in the race, but then the floor
yeah,
was not up to the FIA specification or whatever, and he got a penalty.
yeah, and that too. It wasn't like a very good penalty though, to be very honest, because he qualified P7, which for a team like Williams, it's a really big thing.
I mean, you just see that and you just see how well, like, I mean, you see if Albon can do that, just imagine what Sainz can do with the Williams next year. With a car like that, as long
Exactly.
as they take care of their parts and make sure that the chassis, they have enough number of chassis and they don't get disqualified, I think they're in a good position for next
Well,
year.
again, we're not talking about Logan Sargent over here for chassis in the first place, bro. Like, chill. You first of all, you don't compare apples with oranges, okay? Please stop doing that. You compare apples with apples.
I haven't heard that metaphor in so long.
Like,
Mm.
l- I really just still don't understand. You compare Oscar
Definitely.
Piastri, who basically is like fourth in the constructors on the drivers' championship, and you're comparing him with Logan Sargent, who's nowhere at all in the on the drivers' championship,
But
probably
see,
20th.
last year, both rookies, McLaren didn't have a great car the first half.
But did they get the second half kind of sorted off?
He was
Khalas,
still
finish.
better. He was
Uh,
still better. He still scored some points.
I know. Let me
Guys,
ask you, why you want to?
Piastri won a sprint race last season. Okay, I don't think you can really compare Logan and
That
Piastri.
was in the second
Please,
half. That was in the
doesn't
second. That was in the
matter.
second half.
Still his a
Still
rookie
second
season.
half.
Krish, I,
And Lando was very continuous on like P2 position.
He had it.
I mean, who can you compare Logan to? Like, I know you said apples. You have to compare apples with apples and stuff like that. Who
Yeah,
do you
So
compare him to?
Albon,
Joe?
oh, fine,
Lance,
Albon.
Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll.
I was
agreed.
gonna say I was gonna say Guan Yu Zhou because
Yeah, Guan Yu
Yeah.
Zhou, take him as well. It's the same case, but
I
again,
actually forgot he's a driver.
how can you finish
forgot Sauber
32
altogether.
seconds behind Val? I mean, I don't know what that team is up to. Honestly.
oh yeah, let's actually talk about kick Sauber, whatever it is.
I
It's really getting kicked on its ass when it comes to points.
no, seriously.
Again, what are they really even doing with that car?
I mean, just look at qualifying. Just look at qualifying. Valtteri Bottas, I don't know what time he put up. Irrelevant. I know he's fast. Joe is 1.1 seconds off Valtteri. I've never seen a gap that big this season at all when it comes to qualifying within teammates. Okay, maybe Max and Sergio, maybe. I don't know. But
That's an
but
exception, bro. That's an exception.
that's an
We
exception.
don't talk
Exactly.
about Perez anymore.
Again, as I said, compare apples with apples, please.
Exactly. And then the car is it's just so it's really like honestly it's just there to be lapped. You know, they're there to get blue flags in every race. It's honestly their job. Their job is to ensure that the blue flag rule still, exists. If I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
I I feel like if they see any other flag than blue, they'll be like, "Am I? Is this right? Am I driving the right way? I'm in the race, right? Like, I'm P10. That's no, that's great. What is this yellow
It-
flag?
you know what's so funny? What's so funny is if you noticed at the end of the race when they were waving the checkered flag. I don't know the F1 like graphics. They just messed it up. Bottas somehow finished third. Gasly
I
finished
know.
second. It was so funny.
It's amazing.
That
And then
was
right
so
next to
funny.
it, 13 seconds, 32 seconds. I'm like, my God.
That's the only way Kick can get onto the podium. If I'm being honest, it's just a graphic glitch. Honestly speaking.
Oh no, but and no, and also FP3 kick was on the top three though because a rain kind of interrupted the. No, was it a rain or was it someone?
It was Logan. It was
Oh
Logan.
yeah, it was Logan.
Logan.
Sorry, I forgot.
It was
Logan
Logan's
and Norris.
crash
It's
that brought out the
it's
red flag.
it's my dear American friend from where was he? Miami, Florida. Where?
Miami.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
I think
matter.
I think this guy really needs to like drive probably like some Indy car or NASCAR or something where actually all
I
the
think.
four like all the car like if it's NASCAR even better, but at least he's got himself covered inside the car than an open wheel racing.
Hmm.
I feel
If I'm not wrong, James Vowles has or Williams as a team, they have kind of not pledged, but they are helping out Logan Sargent to getting other opportunities outside of Formula One, and that's
whoops.
but yeah, uh,
I think that's the biggest way of telling to fuck off, but in the most respectful way possible. Like, we care for you, buddy.
Oh.
Like, we're your well wishers, but you can't be a part of Formula One. I'm so sorry.
I mean, yeah.
But I think Mick Schumacher he seems like one of the drivers that could potentially come back to Formula One. Only because he is the better driver. Unfortunately, people compare him with Michael Schumacher, and that's why he's under so much of pressure. He's his own identity. Yes, he carries the family name, the legacy, but at the end of the day, I think it's really important for the team to realize that Mick Schumacher, if given a good car and a good responsive team, he could be as good as the top five drivers.
Hmm.
I feel like he's got the talent. I feel like he's got a lot of pressure, and if he can somehow deviate from all that pressure and media, I'm pretty sure Williams is a good team. Don't get me. Williams is a phenomenal. All the team on the grid are pretty phenomenal, except Kick. Every other team is pretty
No, they
phenomenal.
are. They are like in the league of their own, to be very honest. But again, when you told about Mick, I need to also say like with Verstappen, for example, Jos Verstappen didn't have that big of an illustrious career in Formula One.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's why Max Verstappen could kind of shine even more better. So no one kind of compared him with his dad because he was outperforming already.
Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah.
Mick, that wasn't the case. With Mick, okay, Michael Schumacher, seven-time world champion, when he joined with what do you call the with the Haas, and then after over there, the performance wasn't that great. All those things happened. So it's just that again, so much comparisons were going on. Like it's even the case say with I don't know with Rosberg because Rosberg
Hmm.
was compared with his dad with like Kiki Rosberg, like he was because Kiki Rosberg had a pretty good career. Nico
Mm-hmm.
Rosberg just again he couldn't win championships, but then finally he won one and he was like, okay, thank you so much, I'm leaving, bye.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. That's look, honestly, I feel like I feel bad for these drivers because they invest so much of money in this career. From the age of
Yeah.
4, they are expected to be competitive and putting in so much of money and time into this, and then not getting results. I feel really sad. But at the end of the day, it's all about how we perceive, how they perceive themselves to the media as the
Mhm.
drivers. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy that these two people are helping him get into another motorsport where he might flourish a better career.
Yeah. I mean, you can see Nick DeVries doing really amazingly well where he is,
Yeah,
and he didn't do so well in Formula One, so maybe something else is his calling.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good decision.
Yeah.
But Arjun, what do you think?
Again, with Logan, I don't have to say anything because last year somehow he just managed to score just 1 point.
Mhm.
This year we are 13 races done, no points. In fact, versus his teammate at least managed to get 2 points.
Mhm.
And again, I know like with Williams, they have their own practical difficulties at the end of the day.
Hmm.
But it's just that I don't know. Like I feel there are more deserving drivers out there on track who actually could do a better job than Logan. Again, he's given time. He was given time to prove. If he couldn't prove, that means he needs to be thrown out.
Mhm.
Like I'm literally saying the words thrown out. Like he should be expelled out because there is a time which you're like say with Nick DeVries for example, it was very unjust that Red Bull actually threw him out in just 10 races. With Logan, at least he had the privilege of staying for two full seasons. Again, we don't know what's going to be the case, say in the next race, but then again, if he still put in for two full seasons, he's got that privilege, and he had to utilize that very well. But he didn't. He rather gave to a already financially struggling team even more bills in terms of destruction of the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, again, Logan needs to be thrown out. Keeping that aside, let's actually talk about a new upcoming driver. So Mercedes has been eyeing a driver called Kimi Antonelli
Mhm.
for like the past year and to join F1. So I think 2 days back, he officially turned 18, which
Mm-hmm.
means he is race legal to race in a Formula One car as per the existing regulations. And yeah, because Mercedes actually did put a request, say if they can do give special permissions and then reduce that age to like 17. But then again, he's at the moment like he's got 18, so he can actually race being an 18-year-old. And
Yeah.
and yeah, and actually next race is pretty much his home race because he's Italian. He is going to sit in George Russell's W15 and do the FP1. Probably that may be the time where we may end up even getting the announcement that he will be pairing up with George Russell. So, but then again, this is not confirmed. So yeah, please don't take my word for source because I'm just seeing like what do you call all the news I have been seeing through Twitter and all the credible Formula One platforms, news platforms. But then like yeah, just wait for the announcement to come in and then you can say it. But then what I got to know is just that this is going to be the case probably. But yeah, Mihir, what do you got to say?
I think it's a bad idea to get such a young driver to come in Mercedes. Mercedes is a very profound Formula One team. I think it holds history, it holds legacy, it holds a standard of drivers. And don't get me wrong, I don't know him personally. I've not seen him race, but giving someone that seat at a very young age could absolutely make his career or end his career. Now, an F2 car, for people who don't know, it's very different from a Formula One car. It's less powerful. There's less technicalities when it comes to racing. The rules have been the rules can bend here and there, but in Formula One, it's very very strict. All the parts are very acute. It's very sensitive. Said this, I think I consider George Russell as a very good driver. He's not a
Mm-hmm.
legendary driver. He might become one in the next maybe 6 7 years down the line. But right now, I think Mercedes should hire someone who is more professional. Uh, Maybe I mean, and now you can't say anything, but I would say someone like Alex. I think Alex
Yeah.
has been thrown around in F1 teams quite often. I think him being in Williams
It's a good
could,
step up for, yeah.
even
And yeah, he
Carlos, I
has.
think,
You know,
even,
like just sorry to interrupt you, but then even say with Alex, he actually did experience what pressure is like when he was racing for Red Bull.
Yeah.
mhm.
So it's definitely something like say if Alex gets through, that's an insane move though. But otherwise, we even have Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, and coming back to my point, I was
Yeah.
saying Carlos is one driver they could potentially look into. I think Carlos has really redeemed himself as an exquisite driver. I think he's done a
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal job in McLaren. I know he's come to Ferrari, and now Williams. And I think in long term, I think his goal is to come to Mercedes uh, through Williams, or it could be Audi as well. You know, his father is very keen on him joining a German team, obviously with his background. But coming back to the idea of, I don't like the idea of 18-year-old driving in a Mercedes car. It really shows how there is, well, not respect Lewis, but I think I would expect a better driver to come in. I was expecting Carlos to actually go to Mercedes because they need someone who can really show dominance. I don't think I get that dominance attitude from George Russell towards the Formula One crowd.
Makes sense.
That should have been the move, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Carlos moving to Mercedes, because
yeah,
yeah, like you said, having an 18-year-old driver in Formula One, I mean, it's very rare to see that now, right? The last one
See,
was you had Max, you have Lando coming in at
and
18 years old, at 18 years of age, and then just really showcasing their talent. And now you see where Max and Lando are right now. I mean, they're amazing
fighting
drivers.
for the championship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe Toto or someone in Mercedes has seen something in Kimi that we are not clearly seeing. I mean, he has that potential. We see it in F2, but there must be some other X factor, um, which we don't know. I mean, let's
exactly. I
see.
mean, if Red Bull can bank on Max when he was 17 and
Yep.
McLaren can bank on Lando when he's 18, maybe Toto has something. Toto sees something in Kimi and sees potential. I mean, we still don't know whether he's actually going into Mercedes. For
No,
all we know, he could be going to another
but
team. But
from the way they're marketing Kimi, it seems like
that is true. From the way they're marketing Kimi, it does seem like he is going to Mercedes. But let's just see what happens.
No, but
It's not the
again,
first time it's happened before where they've taken a teenager into this thing. They've done it with Stroll. They've done it with these boys as well. So
you cannot
you never
compare
know.
Stroll, man. Come on, because Stroll
Yeah, no, so
Stroll came out with daddy's money.
that's there. But I said Lando, I said Max. More than Max, Lando. I mean, Lando's self-made. At least Max's dad was, racing. Lando didn't even have that.
No, but sure, here, go on.
I just want to make it very clear. I don't have any issues with the young drivers. I think what I have an issue with is how these young drivers they practice on simulations. I think that's one thing that they don't understand. Sitting in the AC room with this machinery having accurate turns, they don't know what G4 is like. They don't know what is pressure like. They don't know the anticipation when you sit in that car. Because when you sit in that car, in a real life car, there's so many things you have to worry about. It's understeering over, so you can't rewind back 5 seconds before to see, oh yeah, this is the mistake I made because I didn't follow the racing line. No, this is the way they have molded themselves into Formula One. It's something that I have an issue with. I think simulation is amazing, don't get me wrong. It's technology has advanced themselves, but the only way you can practice racing is to actually sitting in a Formula 2, Formula 1 car and realizing where you're going.
Maybe that's exactly why they're trying to bring in Kimi to race for FP1 in Monza.
No, that's absolutely, yeah, that's a given. That's an absolute given.
Yeah, that's
That
like
might be a deciding thing to see how he does.
no, see, because that's something which FIA has mandated, which is like every year junior drivers must do 2 sessions of Formula One of free practice in a Formula One car.
Yeah.
But again, just for all the listeners out there who doesn't know F2 and F1 cars, so an F1 car engine can produce more than 1,000 horsepower. Whereas an F2 car's maximum it can go is 620 horsepower. And with F1 car again, it is not a level playing field because each team has got their own advantage, and again, and they can go to an absolute maximum of probably 230 miles per hour versus Formula 2 cars is not, it's again, it is an level playing field, but again, it's just 210 miles per hour speed only they can kind of go. Again, both are incredibly fast. I'm not saying it's not, but with Formula 1 cars, there is an element of aerodynamics which is still there. With Formula 2 cars, that's not the case because everyone is all in that level playing field at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it makes sense with when we hear to like again, if they need to actually know and understand what Formula One is, they need to master first in Formula Two before heading into F1 because that's a different ball game at the end of the day. But yeah, Nathan, what do you have got to say?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true for sure. But there have been so many outliers, and one of
Mm-hmm.
them has raced this season and is in a Haas seat next year, Oliver Behrman. I mean, granted, that guy. I mean, if you look at his F2 season, it's not been that great. But then the F2 pack is
Hmm.
so close this year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then the way he drove around Saudi Arabia, let's be honest, it is a street track that is high speed in nature. 1 foot wrong, and you're in the wall at like 250 plus kilometers an hour, and that's not a good thing at all. And when you have fast S's, high speed corners, you just put your foot in and just pray to God that the car sticks and don't spin out. He really did well. I mean, it's actually really interesting to see. If you remember, guys, after the race, his headrest or something had like a big dent in it because he was not used to those
Yeah,
G
yeah, yeah.
forces. And like Mihir said, these drivers, yeah, they tend to sit in simulators a lot and give out a lot of data for these teams and do a lot of
Mhm.
simulator work. And yes, that is true. But then at the same time, yes, Mihir is right. They need that on time and on track experience. And the way that Formula One or FIA have created that provision for these junior drivers to get free practice sessions is helping them a lot. Now, I don't know. It's still an unknown about Kimi Antonelli. He's an amazing driver. He's done really well in F4 and in all the other junior formulas, but I just hope that he does well because let's be honest, it's been a while since we've had an Italian driver, and I want that Italian driver to drive a Ferrari. I'll just be honest. That's like a dream.
I was just thinking this. I was just thinking this. Imagine if Kimi Antonelli joins, and then after that, say Lewis probably say in 3-4 years or something officially retires from Formula One, and then Ferrari manages to poach Kimi Antonelli.
Woo!
Oh,
That would be a headline story, to be very honest.
super cool.
An
Just take him
Italian driver on an Italian team.
Yeah.
That is just pure headline.
No learning of Italian here. You already know it.
He's made for that team. I mean, like, look at him, the way he talks, the way he speaks. He looks like a junior Valentino Rossi, if you guys know who Valentino
Honestly,
Rossi is.
honestly,
He actually looks like a junior Valentino Rossi, and it's so,
he does. I mean, the
so
curly
nice.
hair, the face
Exactly.
structure, everything. He actually looks like Rossi.
Yeah. The way he talks. I mean, it's, yeah. Dude, I'm a Ferrari fan, and I'm talking about a Mercedes junior driver like this. What? What happened?
What is going on in this world? But
What
again,
happened is that he's Italian.
Oh, yeah, that's.
well, pretty much it's just going to be next year. Lewis, it's tempo di martello.
It doesn't
I
have
just-
the same
So
ring to
bad.
it, dude.
Arjun, please
Doesn't-
never do that
Arjun,
again.
please don't speak
Do
in
not do
Italian
that
like that.
ever again. Please, Arjun. I'm gonna stop
Okay.
eating pizza if you do that. Stop, please, brother.
But see, okay, we might not know whether Kimi is in next year or not, but we do know another junior driver is coming in, or another F2 driver is coming
Yeah,
in,
Jack Doohan is coming in for Renault.
which
And
is
again,
quite.
in fact, he's one of those drivers who, to be very honest, can be a really good TV presenter.
He
Yeah.
is. He really is amazing.
Like with F1 TV, he's just doing like fab job over there. Like
You see him with Will Buxton,
you know,
Luke Buxton, Bernie
he
is amazing.
actually just keeps Alpine in existence over there.
Always with an Alpine t-shirt.
Like if not on track, off track, definitely Alpine t-shirt is around. But yeah, that's basically all on track. But also just before we kind of go down to predictions, Haas this week came out with such it reached a point for them that their old sponsors Ural Kali or Nikita Mazepin's dad's company filed a suit in Netherlands that if Haas doesn't end up paying the money which they owed him back after kind of seizing the partnership due to the conflict in Russia and Ukraine, neither Gene Haas or the Haas cars to go outside Zandvoort. So when all the other teams were on their way to Monza, the Haas cars were still in Zandvoort, still waiting for clearance from the court in order to leave.
Yeah.
Like it's such, what do you call it? It's such an embarrassing thing, to be very honest. Like again, I understand because of the sanctions and all those they must have not done, because Haas being an American outfit and then this being Russia, it's again a lot of political things and stuff actually happens. But like any thoughts on that though? Like with this Haas situation, again, is it just more saying that okay, we are still a small team struggling with stuff?
It's funny that they have not paid it back yet. I mean, it's been so long since the partnership ended, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's not like I think they're lacking in sponsors as well.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
but
seen
who would
this.
sponsor? But who would sponsor a team like that? If I had a company, I would not.
Chipotle, apparently.
MoneyGram,
but you need
apparently.
Again, it's an easier team to sponsor.
Yeah.
They cannot go to like a Mercedes and be like, oh, Mercedes probably will be like, okay, if you need your logo in this particular, like on the rear wing end, you will need to pay what, 3 million, 4 million? Again, I don't know the
you
cost,
see-
but I'm just
you see-
ballparking
You see the
over
difference
here.
in sponsors. You see the difference in sponsors versus like Mercedes and Haas.
No, if you
Mercedes is
talk-
Tommy Hilfiger.
wait 1 second. If you're talking about sponsorships, right? I've heard that Alpine is going to have OnlyFans as a sponsorship. And that blows my mind because
Excuse me?
it blows my mind because I did not know that OnlyFans would be in the top 10 social media platforms.
You know what? If that's coming, bring Marlboro back. Please, please bring it back.
Oh,
Please
we
bring
need
it
another
back.
McLaren.
Please bring it back.
It-
It needs to be back. It just looks iconic. It's Formula One. I mean,
It
it's
looks amazing on a car. It looks beautiful on a car.
honestly.
No, like,
Can
see,
you
at the
believe it?
But really, Alpine, I mean, aren't they getting money from like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Ryan Reynolds?
they are,
Do
but
they
they
need more money?
no. Let me ask you. This is like pure business thing, though. People want to get more money. What they will do anything they can do.
I mean, me business thoughts.
Why would they have OnlyFans as a sponsorship? Okay, every team has every organization has a right to market themselves on anything they want, and they chose OnlyFans, which is absolutely fine. But when it comes to Formula One, it would depreciate their branding as a whole.
That's what.
But it also would, like, we're talking about it, so that's word
That
of
itself
mouth.
is enough.
Word
That-
of mouth
that
is
is-
just that doesn't help.
No, but no. In this case, it does because Formula One is not just being a universal sport. People are also talking about it. People like us are having a podcast about it. So I I think it's a phenomenal way for OnlyFans to be incorporated in this world. But as a Formula One team, I would never accept them.
Let's actually talk about predictions. We have in about what do you call in about 3 days and 17 hours. We have got the Italian Grand Prix free practice happening.
Woo!
And let's talk predictions. Race win. What do you think? Starting off with Mihir.
I hate this question. Okay,
That's why I asked.
fair enough. I would say Red Bull, McLaren.
Ooh.
Okay.
Red Bull, McLaren.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do you think the Red Bull is going to win?
Because I think after the last race, Max would be very hungry for a podium, and it's redemption time.
Max has been hungry for the podium for 7 races, bro.
Yeah, but this hurt him the most because the distance between both the cars.
22.8 seconds, Sergeant.
Exactly.
You're a McLaren fan, shush. But yeah, tell me, Vishruti. I pretty much know what you'll be like. You'll be like, McLaren. If McLaren had a third driver, you'd be like, down off to McLaren.
No, see, we know Lando has the capabilities to actually dominate in each race.
Yeah.
It's just one race,
In
bro.
each
It's
track.
just been one race.
But honestly, tell me this, Nathan. They have been doing amazingly well, increasing each and every single race. They're good on each track.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. And if anything, they should have done a better job. But let's go on. Continue.
I mean, Oscar could have done a little bit better, but yeah, maybe who knows? Maybe Oscar might win. I mean, I'm giving it McLaren, a Red Bull, and a Ferrari. Actually, I feel like
Oh, wow.
if they analyze and see how they did this weekend, who knows? Maybe we see a Ferrari on top again.
She's trying to be humble. She
I
wants
know,
to say
right?
McLaren.
Yeah. McLaren won too. Last time we got that was what?
Ex-
2021? Yeah. With the Ricardo. And...
Excuse me, Hungary.
No, in Italy, in Monza.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
In Monza.
And that too, it was not by Lando Norris. It was by
Ricardo.
Danny Rick.
That is a card.
Yeah.
It was not the best race for Lewis.
It
And
shouldn't
Max.
be, but again,
Can we
I'm
not bring him
It was-
up? Can we not bring him up? Let him be.
no. Let me
him
tell you
be.
this. Let me tell you this. Even though it was a 1-2 finish, the third driver who stood on the podium was a bloody Mercedes car.
Good
Last
George.
time it was what do you call Valtteri Bottas when Daniel Ricciardo won. This time when it was a 1-2, it was Lewis who won third. So keep your horses right there.
Yeah. Speaking of horses.
Speaking of horses, the prancing horse. It's your home Grand Prix. What do you think? Who's going to qualify top 3?
Qualify or like race prediction? What are we talking
Let's
about?
We've
do
been talking
both.
about race wins.
Yeah, let's do race wins then.
Race win. If Ferrari turn up with no front wing and back wing and rear wing, it's a Ferrari 1-2. I'm just saying that much. But obviously,
That's pretty much the car.
but obviously, a Formula One car has a rear wing and a front wing. So I'm gonna revise my predictions. If I'm being honest, like Vishruti said, the McLarens have the best car. I've always said this. They have had the best car. They've always had the best car since Imola. And it would be foolish not to predict a McLaren win just purely because of how much of performance they've had in the straight line. So my prediction is going to be McLaren 1 and I hope a Ferrari 2-3.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, listen. There's a difference between optimistic and there's a difference between being mature enough to give an answer. Nathan,
Me
I'm
too.
giving
Hey,
you.
and chose
I said.
Nathan, I'm gonna give you one more chance to redeem yourself.
One more
Otherwise,
chance?
I think we should just cut call. Yes.
All right, cool. McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes. If I'm being really honest. Yeah, because Ferrari are the fourth best team. I mean, they clearly don't deserve to be on the podium. I mean, they don't have that car. And Fred Vasseur has come out. Let's be honest. Fred Vasseur and Charles Leclerc have come out in the media pen saying that we are mathematically still in the Constructors' Championship and we are here to fight for it. If I'm being honest, the only way they're fighting for the Constructors' Championship is if they're winning races, and they don't have the car to win races. So at this point, I am being honest. They're kind of out of the championship situation as of now, unless they bring in some sort of update, like a last update for these 9 races, and they somehow start competing against the McLarens and Max. Then but that's a different story altogether.
Wow, this is actually like a pretty intense topic at this stage, because if say for example Ferrari brings a miraculous update in Monza home track, so they will basically know how the car should run in the best efficient way.
True.
And Ferrari manages to do it, and then again we are not only talking about title fight, we're talking about fight for 2, fight for 3, fight for 4. All those places, all the fights will happen.
Yeah.
Practically, with each, like, it's going to be head on. Let me say my predictions. What I think is, I will say P1 will go to Carlos Sainz.
What? Mihir, hello. Where are you? Hello. Hello.
At least mine was not like,
Okay.
unicorns.
Okay, Arjun, continue. I want to hear. I need to hear this.
Yeah. So I would say a P1 would be Carlos Sainz, considering he's got pretty good straight line speed. And then P2 would be Lando, because why not? P3 probably will be Lewis.
No Max.
No Max.
I like
Wow.
it. I like it. I'll take a P2 for Lando if Max is not on the podium.
Who is the Ferrari fan here? Like, what? I'm sorry, what? Who?
Again, I'm just giving prediction in my own. I'm
enough.
definitely not going to say 1-2 Mercedes. If it happens, well and good. If not, I don't know.
I think I'm the only one that can actually say like a McLaren has a possibility of getting a 1-2.
But if Mercedes gets a 1-2 in a Ferrari's ground, that's going to be like, oh man, then next week we can, like, Nathan will just be like, okay, I'm abstaining myself from coming to the recording.
Honestly, yeah.
If that happens,
I give up on Formula 1. I give up on Ferrari. This is my breaking point.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, like Spa was a powertrain hungry track, and you look at those features and you compare it to Italy and with Monza, you need that.
It's pretty much the same.
You need that engine power, and the Mercedes were pretty good. I mean, apart from George Russell's disqualification, they kind of got 1-2 if you think about it. So
technically, yes.
So don't give up on Mercedes. As a Ferrari fan, don't give up on Mercedes.
No, I feel like we need to activate the we have like episode activation to do with Nathan specifically on ranting about what all are Ferrari's issues.
End of the season, guys.
Are you sure end of the season? Because we
just see how it ends up, and then we decide.
We have like probably say the race before Singapore. We have like 3 weeks of break. I think in that 1 week we can dedicate for Nathan and Ferrari.
A Ferrari meltdown, yeah, definitely. I'm ready.
Nice title.
It will be called Ferrari Meltdown.
Perfect. Sign me up.
Ferrari Meltdown, powered by some random Shell oil or something. if that's even a thing. Like,
I'm
I know
gonna
Shell
miss
Oil is
this.
a thing, but then I don't know if they will ever even think about sponsoring us in the first place. But anyways, on that terrible disappointment, thank you so much for tuning on to another episode of Formula Pod. We have gone so long. It's just that 3 weeks of we not talking about this, it just got us way too excited about everything about Formula One. But now it's going to be the actual task of me to basically end up editing this thing and bringing some absolute gold content. But yeah, until next time and until we all meet down at the Mercedes Benz Brand Center, all three of us, the guys in Dubai, and probably even do a studio recording after what do you call after the last Italian Grand Prix. Unless like if McLaren ends up winning, then yeah, we'll have like Vishruti on like a video call or something at the best.
No matter what, you're having me on a call. Simple as that.
Well, again, depends on the studio. But again, keeping all of that aside, thank you so much for tuning on. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. And yeah, this is the entire crew from Formula Pod signing off. Goodbye and good night.